Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I got me just a little bit of an early Christmas present for myself. It's called the PowerSmart PS-9006 6-ton electric log splitter. Yes, you heard me right, electric. It says log capacity 10 inches in diameter up to 21 inches long. Most of mine's 10, a couple of them there was closer to 12. Got an electrical motor on it and a hydraulic cylinder. Now, I got the book here, okay, so I won't tell y'all wrong. This thing holds 2.9 quarts. And you can use automatic transmission fluid if you out here working below 40 degrees. If most of the time you 40 degrees and above, you want an AW32 hydraulic fluid. It weighs 104 pounds. Motor speed is 3,450 RPMs. That's a 120 volt, 60 hertz, 15 amp motor. Now, I thought somewhere it might tell the horsepower of that motor, but I don't see the horsepower, so I guess you'll have to convert that out of the 60 hertz, 15 amps. I'm not sure about that. But guys, when you get this log splitter in the box, the only thing you got to put on is these two little tires. Now, my first impression when I got this out of the box is this thing's a little better made than I was expecting. Now, I come across this on the Black Friday deal. And then I got to looking at some other ones, and some of the things I like about this one is right here, where the wedge is welded on. They got it beefed up with a thicker piece of metal. I like that part. Now your shoe, as I call it here, that pushes the log, I mean that's pretty good thick metal. It ain't gonna bend because the motor ain't gonna push enough power for it to bend that. To operate this thing, you got a safety switch and a lever here. You have to push your switch and push your lever. When you let off, they automatically retract. Now, I've seen some of the guys who got these electric log splitters buy a foot operated switch. That way they could turn the switch with their foot and just use their hand here and not have to hold a button. But I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I splitted a little bit with it yesterday before I set up here to make this video. Now most of these little logs I got cut here, you see me splitting, ain't but about 8 inches long. And I'd cut some of my wood up real short, because if you follow my videos, you'll see my little outside cooking heater. I need little short pieces of wood. But now I done changed my setup and I got a bigger heater. I still have my little one, so I can use this wood, plus I can burn it in the bigger heater. But I cut my next wood 18 inches long. 16 inches long, I think is what I'm gonna be cutting my next logs. But I seen this and I thought it was pretty good. I'm gonna bring y'all over here closer. Guys, on this end right here, this is your handles. Y'all seen me bringing it out here. That's the feet and the handles. It has a handle here. You can grab it, where you can grab it and roll it around with your hands there on the feet. But right here on the end is the little knob, and it's like a dipstick in a car. You stand this thing straight up, unscrew it, and you check it to make sure your hydraulic fluid's level. If it ain't, while it's standing straight up, you can add using hydraulic fluid, or if you above 40 degrees all the time, you can use automatic transmission fluid. And it's got little marks on the dipstick. Just like checking the oil in your car, you want to make sure you keep that checked. Also, when you go to use it, here's a little red wing nut. You open that, and that's the air valve. So when your hydraulic's pushing, it lets the air out. After you get done, you just close that back. It says open it about 2 rounds while you in use. And you don't want to forget to open that, because that valve get air in it, that hydraulic cylinder. Either your splitter won't work right, or it could mess something up. So you got to remember to open this valve when you're using it and close it when you get done. That's about all it is to talk about the little fella. But it's good heavy made. There's different brands on the market. This here is the PowerSmart. If you're interested in, I will put an Amazon affiliated link in the description below this video in case you're interested in it. Like I said, there's some other ones on the market. Some cost a little more, some around the same price, but I came across this one on the Black Friday sale, and after doing a little research, I said, well, I'm gonna give it a try. I know some of you seen me splitting this, and y'all gonna say, you don't need to be doing that. Well guys, when you got a short piece of wood here, it won't push it far enough because it stops. Let me show you what I mean. See, it stops about 6 inches from the wedge. So with my little blocks of wood here ain't much over 6 inches, about 8 inches. It don't push enough to break them. So I put a little block between them so I can push further. Now the directions is gonna tell you don't to do that. And that ain't a safe thing to do. And if you ain't got common sense or know what you're doing, that ain't safe. Because when that's pushing on that other block, this can shoot out of there and hit you. But my dad had a log splitter that run off the back of a tractor when I was young. We used all of our life. And every now and then we'd have to put another log in there, so I'm used to what I'm watching for. If I start seeing a little pressure on there and that thing start to move, I'm gonna back off. But if you do that, be very careful, because it'll come out of there flying and hit you in the head. Y'all see how when they pop, when these bust, they just jump off sometimes. This is oak, and it's splitting it good. Now I'm gonna cut some pieces here after a while, demonstrate for y'all some longer pieces. But let's go back to work. I need to split a little wood. Again, you just push the button and the lever goes down. Push down. I read some reviews on this thing, and some fella on there, a girl, a kid, ain't no telling, said they could split wood faster with an axe. Well, yeah, you might can, but I bet I can split for days doing this, and my back won't hurt me to where yours is gonna give out, fella. So if you all young and froggy, you have at it, but I'm trying to get me a little easier way to go here. I feel if a man does what it says on here, not get over 10 inches round, you'll do all right. But occasionally you're gonna run into one that's got knots in it or something, and when you do, you want to just take you a little bitty bite of it and get it started. Take you little bites off at a time. But this thing here, when it gets down there, if it won't bust it, it'll stop. And you don't want to just keep holding pressure on it. As soon as you see it ain't gonna work, go on and let off and try something else. So far, I ain't had that trouble. I didn't push my push block behind nothing, so it didn't push it far enough. But it split it right open, did it? reach over here and I got one cut that's longer. I ain't got my measuring tape, but this one here looks like it's, well, you can see you couldn't put about 2 more inches that would fit in there. Now this right here ain't oak, and I ain't exactly sure what this is. I'm not picky about what wood I got because I don't actually burn wood in my house. This is for a heater set up outside, so I don't really care what wood it is or how fast it burns. I can tell you right now, that's better than swinging that axe maul busting this. That there's cut on an angle, so I'm gonna have to turn it around. Guys, you see when the cylinder comes out on this thing, it looks like the cylinder's about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 round. It ain't bigger than 1 1/2. But I'm really impressed with the little fella. They small. When you get done, you can roll them back in your shed, carport, wherever, get them out of the weather. They got them with the gas operated motors and stuff like that. If I'm gonna split wood where I ain't got electricity, I'm gonna just take my generator with me. Ain't no sense in me having a motor on something else to keep maintenance, because motors, if you don't run them regularly, they ain't gonna stay running. You got to keep a motor running, and I get tired of all the motors trying to keep them running, so I chose electric, and I got my good generator, and I can move it wherever I want to go. Matter of fact, I can set that little generator right back here on this pallet, have this hooked up, have my trailer sitting there, split wood and put it on the trailer if I'm somewhere away from home, dude. Let me see if I can find another long one over here. Now again, this one ain't oak. I see they got, these comes in, they got where you can get 5 ton. This one's a 6. They got 6 1/2, 7 1/2, 9 tons. But for what I'm doing, this one right here looks like it's gonna be plenty good enough. Yeah. It don't matter what kind of wood splitter you using, if it's attached to a tractor or you splitting by hand, occasionally you're gonna have some that splinter like that, and you're gonna have to pull them apart. This ain't got nothing to do with the wood splitter right here. Go back doing some of my oak that's shorter. Try to get all my short stuff, and then when I go to get my chainsaw out again, I'm gonna cut them longer next time. That right there is about 12 inches round. Guys, I've seen some people on YouTube put a clamp on here and hold this motor running all the time. But I ain't sure that's a good thing. That motor running all the time, it might get hot and your motor won't last as long. Doing it this way, that motor's gonna go on and off, so it ain't gonna get as hot running. Now I think it'll make the motor last a lot longer. If I was gonna do anything, I'd get that foot switch. That way you get ready and put your foot on the switch, push your lever. But I wouldn't clamp mine down and make it run all the time. Raising it up. Bucket on my tractor was leaking down a little bit. Try to give y'all a different direction here so y'all can see what I'm doing here with my hand. Man ain't got a tractor he can set this on. You can set it right there on the tailgate of your truck. I said if you ain't got no tractor, you can set this on the tailgate of your truck now. But now if you ain't got a truck with a tailgate on it, I ain't sure that you even need to be splitting wood. Well guys, I just went and looked because I knew I read it somewhere. This is a 2 horsepower motor. Now I did see some of the other brands, even in the 6 ton, and some of them with like a 7.5 ton. Still theirs wasn't but a 2 horsepower motor. Some of the 6s had a 1.5 horsepower motor. So again, this here is the PowerSmart PS-90 06 6 ton electric log splitter with a 2 horsepower electric motor. Y'all seen me splitting here, and I done split it that much yesterday evening when I got the product in. I split about that much yesterday just testing it out. I'm really happy with it. I don't see how anybody could give this a bad review unless they comparing this to a 15 ton gas operated or one runs off a tractor. But if you comparing this to comparison size, ain't no way you can give this a bad review. And ain't no way I can give it a bad review busting my wood with this axe and this little maul splitter. So this is way a lot easier. Yes, you may get into some hard red oaks, but if you'll stay 10 inches or under, and like I said, if you start to have trouble with one, get you a small bite down here and peel off a corner of it to get started, and then you'll split. You just set a big old log up on there with a knot on it or a hard redwood, why no, this ain't gonna split it. You can put some logs you can put under a 20 ton splitter and it won't split them if they got knots. You just stick it on there. You gotta have common sense on what you're doing and have to use it. I just wanted to do a video on a little review and demonstration of this PowerSmart. That way if you're interested in one, some of you may come across this video. I just give good honest reviews, and for what you get here, I can't remember the regular price on this, but I got a Black Friday deal and I think it was like $50 cheaper than the regular price, and free shipping on the Black Friday deal. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope this helps somebody out. Maybe you trying to decide if the PowerSmart's worth getting, or if you want to spend more money on a different brand. I debated it back and forth myself, but now I'm glad I went with this one here, because personally I think it's the same setup for some of the other brands that's cost $200 more. I don't see how they could be much better for what they are. But thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. God bless. See y'all next time.